Thank you guys so much for 150 subscribers. I know that's not a lot, but we literally just hit 100 subscribers less than a week ago, and it is only up from here. And we have been absolutely destroying the like goals on my recent videos, so again, let's shoot for 20 likes on this video, and if we can hit that, I will have another rebuild out to celebrate 150 subscribers. And also, huge shout out to, oh god, I already know I'm gonna mess this name up. Shaib Hassan. Shaib? I don't know how you say your first name. I'm terribly sorry. It looks like Schwaib, but I don't know. Maybe. I have no idea. But huge shout out to you for the suggestion. Go drop them a sub. Their link is in the description. I already did that. And if you want a shout out just like that one, be sure to comment down below what team you want me to rebuild next or what type of rebuild you want me to do next. And again, as soon as we hit the like goal of 20, I will make another rebuild. So be sure to do all that. I know it's a lot of different stuff, but it realistically should take you like 15 seconds or less. And if you want to vote for what team we do next, I take all the suggestions and post them on my Instagram story for you guys to decide. So you guys are a huge part of all my videos. So go follow my Instagram. Link to that is in the description. But yeah, just a big thank you for 150 subscribers. If you want to be an OG of this channel, I guess, be sure to drop a sub. And let's work toward the next goal of 200. But that is enough talking. And as always, thank you so much for watching. The Atlanta Falcons have one of the worst rosters in the NFL. Hello everyone, it is Brandon the Simp here, and yeah, this is gonna be quite the rebuild. The Atlanta Falcons just traded away Matt Ryan in this offseason. However, this team still does have some superstar players. Well, I don't know if I would say necessarily superstar, but they definitely do have one or two of those. But in terms of star players, this team does have Cordero Patterson, Kyle Pitts, Chris Lindstrom. I think Jake Matthews is pretty good too. They signed Casey Hayward, which I liked. Deion Jones has been a borderline superstar in the past. It's just in recent years he's been pretty bad. And then they have a couple superstar players in Grady Jarrett and AJ Terrell. I like both of them a lot. Unfortunately though, in my opinion, they made one of the worst picks of the draft in Drake London. I gave him star just because I wanted him to maybe have a chance here, and I felt like it would have been kind of rude if I didn't, I guess. I thought Falcons fans would have murdered me. But yeah, I'm not a big Drake London guy. He's just kind of a slower, big-bodied receiver. And when you have a player like Garrett Wilson on the board, or I even liked Chris Olave more, or just mostly any of those receivers, I think you take them over him, at least in my opinion, especially when you already have players like Auden Tate. I guess you didn't have Bryan Edwards at the time, but he's also a very similar player. Like, you already kind of have that on your roster. Just that go up and get it type of receiver. So I don't like that. I didn't like that pick at all. I wouldn't have done it. I guess he still could be good, but for him to be good, they would have to have a super accurate quarterback that can just put it on the money for him, and I don't know if they necessarily have that here because Marcus Mariota has shown flashes in recent years, but overall he's just not consistent enough to be what I would consider a true starting quarterback. However, they did draft Desmond Ridder this year, and I did kind of like that pick. In the third round, at that point, I like it. Now that might create problems next year if your team is bad and you're looking at one of the top quarterbacks in the draft. That might make you say, hey, we don't need a quarterback, we have Desmond Ridder. So then you don't take a quarterback early in that draft like a CJ Stroud or like a Bryce Young. And what if you play Desmond Ridder and he isn't good? So this whole thing just kind of creates problems. We'll see, maybe Desmond Ridder can come in this year and look good, I don't know. But yeah, there are a lot of pieces on this team that I like. I didn't name Calvin Ridley in the star players because I'm not going to play him in this first year because he is suspended, but I do really like him when healthy and not suspended. I guess he's rarely not healthy, he's just kind of off the field issues. And also I did really like the pick of Arnold Ebiketie. I thought he was one of the better pass rushers in a pretty damn strong pass rush class. So yeah, I am a big fan of him. Obviously a big fan of AJ Terrell. I think he's like a top 3 corner or something like that. I did like the signing of Eddie Goldman, even though he hasn't been good in a couple years, he has been good in the past. So there are a lot of pieces on this team I could like. I know I say this for every rebuild, but this team could surprise. There are a lot of pieces here that could play better than I would expect. back. But without further ado, let's get into year number 1 of this rebuild, and I will see you guys at the mid-season point. Alright, at the mid-season point of year number 1, we are 2-4. That's about what I expected. That's about where I think this team will be in real life. Not the worst, but also not good. But let's check how some of the players are doing real quick. Just a couple of them. So Desmond Ridder is doing okay. In my franchises, a lot of the times he goes off, but apparently not here yet. He probably will have a better year in the next couple years. That's about what happens with rookies, I guess. Drake London's doing very well, almost 500 yards and 6 touchdowns. Are any linemen doing... Oh, Jake Matthews is awful. We do have a couple players with 0 sacks so far. The guards, Jermaine Ifedi and Chris Lindstrom. And on the defense, Grady Jarrett has 3.5 sacks and a couple players have 2 picks. So we're doing about what I would expect. We're not doing well, we're not doing terrible necessarily, but we're also not doing great. But we have re-signings here. Gotta re-sign the GOAT, Young Ho Koo. Let's go. I know that's not how you say his name, but I think it's funny because I'm immature. Cordero Patterson, I will actually wait on. I know Falcons fans like him, but he's not necessarily doing great here and he's gonna regress, so I will wait. Isaiah Oliver, he's still a younger corner. I'll re-sign him for the rest of the rebuild. We'll see if he can develop. Olamide Zacchaeus. I can't say his name right ever, but we will re-sign him here. I did actually pick up Devontae Freeman in free agency just because I thought it's kind of cool. Also, fun fact, I have a few autograph cards and I actually have one of him, so that's pretty cool. I don't have many, but I just pick ones of players that I like, so yeah. And then I'll re-sign some of these players later on. We have a few upgrades here. Let's see who these are. Jalen Hawkins. Okay, we'll auto-upgrade him. But with that, I will see you guys at the end of year number 1, and hopefully we are in the playoffs. All right, at the end of year number 1, we do finish 7-10. That's about what I expected. I thought we might even be a little worse, so I'm a little pleasantly surprised, but also I kind of wish we were worse so we could get a better pick. But I won't complain about being okay. Desmond Ridder was very good this year. 5,000 yards, 37 touchdowns, 17 interceptions is a lot, but with the rest of those stats as a rookie, I will definitely take that. In terms of rushing, Cordero Patterson wasn't great. 832 yards, only 3.4 yards per carry, 7 touchdowns, and 3 fumbles. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to re-sign him. However, Drake London was insane. 1,500 yards and 10 touchdowns as a rookie. That's like a Jamar Chase level rookie receiving season. Brian Edwards was also very good with 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns. Auden Tate had 950 yards and 7 touchdowns. Kyle Pitts had 900 yards and 8 touchdowns. Cordero Patterson had almost 500 yards with 3 touchdowns. So it looks like this is a very pass-heavy offense. I didn't really realize that it would be in this game. I don't think they're quite that pass-heavy in real life, but I do like some pass-heavy offense. In terms of blocking, Matt Hennessy, 8 sacks as a center. That is not ideal. Everyone else was honestly solid other than him and Jake Matthews. Even Jake Matthews kind of turned it around in the second half of the year. If you remember, he had 10 for the first half, I would hope you remember, and only 3 in the second half, so everyone else was fine. I meant to start Caleb McGarry at right tackle, but whatever. It's fine, I would have replaced him anyways. Deion Jones led the team in tackles with 141. In terms of tackles for loss, Grady Jarrett had 17, Arnold Ebiketie and Eddie Goldman each had 11, and Lorenzo Carter had 10. In terms of sacks, the only really good player was Grady Jarrett with 10.5. Other than him, Lorenzo Carter came in at second with 4.5. Arnold Ebiketie had 3, and Michael Walker had 2.5. Kind of a disappointing rookie year from Arnold Ebiketie. I thought he would do a little better. I honestly thought Lorenzo Carter would even do better, but whatever. AJ Terrell led the team in interceptions with 4. That's pretty cool. Deion Jones had 3, Isaiah Oliver had 2, and a lot of players had 1. Jesus. So as is the case with most year 1s of rebuilds, we weren't quite as good as, some other teams, but we did have some players that played very well, like Drake London, Desmond Ridder. Some of our linemen played well. Mostly all of our receivers did well. Grady Jarrett did well. Isaiah Oliver and AJ Terrell did well. So we had some bright spots of this team for sure. Let's check yearly awards though. It goes to Kyler Murray. MVP does. I just woke up like not that long ago, so forgive me if I can't speak. Baker Mayfield Mayfield on the Panthers is at number 2. That's interesting. I wish he could have played that well for us in our rebuild. Which, if you haven't seen that one, go and watch that one after this video. It'll probably be like one of the end cards. If not, it should just be in recommended. But we have nobody up here for MVP, unfortunately. I thought we would have Desmond Ridder up there, but for NFC Offensive Player of the Year, Desmond Ridder comes in at number 9. Okay, I'll take that. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Aaron Donald. No Falcons up there, unfortunately. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Desmond Ridder. Somehow, Drake London only comes in at number 4 with 1,500 yards and 10 touchdowns. Kyle Pitts is also up there at number 5. No other Falcons. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to not an actual rookie in this world, so that's unfortunate. Arnold Ebiketie up there at 10, so that's cool. He was technically 4th in actual rookie players, so that's cool. But yeah, pretty good first year, but let's get into the off season now, and hopefully we can make this team even better. Oh my god, you could not make this up. The Cleveland Browns take down the Baker Mayfield-led Carolina Panthers in the Super Bowl 37-21. It would be even funnier if the Panthers won that Super Bowl, but that's crazy. It's the Baker Mayfield attempted revenge game. That is sick. I guess the Browns are getting their revenge on him here, but that is wild, bro. What the fuck? But we have some upgrades here. Drake London and Desmond Ridder. Okay, 2 very good rookies this year. Desmond Ridder is getting 2 upgrades for winning Offensive Rookie of the Year. I definitely like that, but let's get into re-signings. This has already been a pretty fun rebuild so far, I'm not gonna lie. This has been a cool start. But let's see, is there anyone I want to re-sign? I guess I'll re-sign Kyle Phillips. He's not the best scheme fit here. He's a little small to play 3-4 lineman, but I guess he kind of does with the Jets anyways, so it's fine. Treshaun Wharton will re-sign him. Just some depth players here. I'll just skip through this. However, I will not be re-signing Cordarrelle Patterson. I might in free agency if he's not getting any offers, but I'm probably going to look for a different running back. But let me re-sign some depth players here just so I don't have to worry about it later, and then I will see you guys in free agency. Alright, I unfortunately have not fixed my rosters yet. I really wish it was easier to change contracts outside of franchise mode. I know in franchise you can just kind of go in and lower the years and the numbers and all that, but outside of it you can't change it if you didn't know, for some stupid ass reason. So yeah, unfortunately my rosters, I didn't have time to fix them because I've been busy working on videos and all that kind of stuff, and I have an actual job, so you know, kind of don't have the most time in the world for that anymore, but I should have that fixed pretty soon. But anyways, in free agency, I think what I'm gonna look for is maybe offensive line, but I will get back to you once I find some good players. Hopefully there are some. Alright, unfortunately the only player I found here that would really even help us is Nick Needham, so he'll be our probably number 2 corner, because I might cut or trade Casey Hayward because he is a bit older and I want a player with a little more upside. But I want to show you guys something. We actually had quite a few dev ups. We had Desmond Ridder go up to a superstar, Drake London went up to a superstar, AJ Terrell went up to a superstar, which maybe he should have already had it, I just didn't really think of that, and Grady Jarrett went up to superstar. So we had a lot of dev ups this year. Literally all the players I named that did well went up to a superstar, so that's pretty cool. And actually I did think of something else we need in free agency, so let me look for one. Alright, so we do bring in Rashad Penny. He was the other position I was thinking about. I guess he isn't, you know what I mean. He is a running back, and running back is the other position I was thinking about. There weren't many good ones there, but Rashad Penny was probably the best one there. Well, technically the highest overall was Cordarrelle Patterson, but he didn't play very well for us, so I was like, let's switch it up. Let's see if Penny plays well. And obviously we do get Nick Needham, so this team is honestly looking pretty good already, especially with all the dev ups and development of players and just all that kind of good stuff. So it also helps to bring Calvin Ridley back, or I guess get him back, because obviously he was suspended last year. The defense is looking good, but I think in the draft the main positions I'm going to look for are probably offensive line, interior D-line, maybe edge and safety, and maybe a running back. We'll see. But let's get into the draft and hopefully we can fix this team. Alright, that's definitely a new one. Here in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Patriots actually have the number 1 overall pick. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I don't think they'll be great this year necessarily. Their roster isn't very good, but I don't think they're going to be that bad. We'll see. But we have the number 12 overall pick, and I think I know what I'm going to go with here. This game is absolutely absolute dog shit. So I was gonna go with the safety. So in Madden, you can set focus players, and I set Don Sutton, Marcus Mobley, and I set a running back, just a random one. Okay, it did actually scout him, Rasheem Hayes, but for some reason, it just didn't scout these two, because I was gonna go with the safety, because we need a safety a lot. But unfortunately, oh, he's fat. Oh, I might go with him anyways. Okay, yeah, I was complaining, but we're gonna go with him anyways. I wish he could have been fully scouted, but he is very fast and he looks decent. And he has normal. But he does have 94 speed, 90 jump, so I think he will be a decent player. This has been a weird start to this draft. This whole rebuild has been weird so far, but I think he is a good player. I complained, I went with him anyways, and it kind of bit me in the ass a little bit because he just has normal. I don't know, dude. All right, here we are gonna go with Glenn Meadows. He looks like a very good center. He is 6'4", 316, only 21 years old, out of Stanford. I don't know why my screen just did that. Oh, I accidentally opened Streamlabs OBS. That's fun. But, yeah, he looks like a very good player. 37 reps on the bench, so pretty strong center. A pass block finesse, A pass block power, A run block power. Quick tip for anyone doing like a rebuild or a franchise, get centers. They're like always good. They're always the best linemen. I think the worst linemen are like guards, but typically centers are the best, tackles are okay, and then I rarely find good guards. But yeah, Glenn Meadows, let's take him. I want to die. He also has normal. He has 90 strength. I thought that would be higher with 37 reps, but I'm sure he's a decent player. We'll find somewhere to put him. All right, here I think I'm gonna go Ian Rankin. He is a 6'4", 302-pound, 21-year-old defensive tackle out of Tennessee. He ran a 4.83 at the combine, which was first for defensive tackles, and 37 bench press reps at the combine, which was first for defensive tackles. I think I said that right. I don't really know. He has A tackle, B block shed. I don't know his awareness or play rec, and I only know his power moves, but based on his speed, I'm guessing he's a speed rusher, maybe? We'll see, but he looks like a good player, so let's take him, and he also has normal. Wow, this game hates me today. But yeah, he is decently fast, 78 speed, he is strong, 89 strength, even less strength than the last guy with 37 reps, so good player. I'm pretty happy with that. And lastly, I'm just gonna take a flyer on this running back. I just completely picked a random player, but he actually looks like a decent receiving back maybe. He's listed as an elusive back, but he only has 4.53 speed and he has A catching, so I kind of feel like that's cap that he's an elusive back, but I mean apparently he is. But yeah, A catching, he has all around good receiving stats, B awareness, B stiff arm. I like how it literally only scouts his receiving stats and no rushing stats other than spin move and stiff arm. That's what you want to know about an elusive back. I guess spin move, but either way, let's take him. And he does have wow, this is my worst draft ever. I mean, it really depends on the overalls, but I am just getting shafted here with the dev trait. In the last rebuild, I think I only got hidden, at least for like 2 drafts straight or something, or like a full draft or something, but this one sucked. But let's sim to the end. Hopefully the CPU can pick a little better than I did. Okay, actually I'm not mad about this. All the players I took were a good overall. So Don Sutton was a 78 overall. I thought he would be more like a 75 or something, but no, he's a really good player. I wonder what he was ranked in the entire draft. So he was the 3rd best player in the draft. That was a pretty good pick. I mean, I guess he's just a safety, and safety isn't the most valuable position, but still a very good pick. Ian Rankin was a 76 overall. He has 89 strength, 77 block shed, 81 tackles, 78 speed. Definitely a good player, and he actually isn't a power rusher either. I thought he was going to have better pass rush moves, but he's just kind of a pure run stopper, but that's good for our scheme. And Rasheem Hayes is actually a very good player too. He's a 76 overall. He's not the fastest with only 89 speed, but he has good carry, good stiff arm, good juke and spin move, good vision. He's just a well-balanced running back, basically. And Glenn Meadows, same deal. He's another good player, 75 overall, 90 strength, good run block, good pass block, well-balanced, really good run block power at 84 as a rookie. So he's a very powerful center. And the CPU actually picked some decent players. Cassius Coles, that's a pretty cool name. That sounds like either a football player name or a porn star name. I don't really know, but it sounds like one or the other. Gordon Gardner, another like CCGG. What's with the like porn star type names? I don't know, either way, he also looks like a solid player, 70 overall, only 21 years old, and even Patrick Frazier is a 68 overall, so our only bad player was DeJuan Smallwood. I have Smallwood too. Let's go. But either way, very good draft. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Let's get into year number 2, and I will see you guys for the team breakdown. I might have a breakdown. Here is a look at the team going into year number 2 of the rebuild, and honestly, this team's kind of good. So obviously we had a lot of dev ups last year. Desmond Ridder, Drake London, Grady Jarrett, and AJ Terrell all going up to superstar. A lot of the players on this team are just developing a lot. We did obviously draft Glenn Meadows. We're gonna play him at left guard. I know guard was good for us last year, but it doesn't really make sense to move him anywhere else. So we're just gonna play him at guard. We'll see what happens. Kyle Pitts is, I think, our best player right now at a 92 overall superstar X Factor. If Jake Matthews plays bad again this year, we'll definitely look for a different left tackle. Our receiving core is honestly pretty good. Bryan Edwards, Drake London, and Calvin Ridley. And here's a look at the defense. We're gonna start Ian Rankin, I think his name is. Yeah, Ian Rankin at defensive tackle. He should do pretty well this year, we will see. And Eddie Goldman is definitely a good number 2. The safety, Don Sutton, was a very good pick, 78 overall. Unfortunately, not a scheme fit at strong safety. I thought he would be, considering he's a run support. What's interesting is he's only 5'9", but you know, whatever. Short king, I guess. But yeah, the whole defense just looks pretty good, honestly. Cornerback room is deep, and we have a really good number 1, so I'm excited for this team. I guess the only thing we can really do now is sim to the midseason point, and hopefully we are doing well. All right, at the midseason point of year number 2, we are 5-2. This team is doing well already. Let's check the season stats just a little bit. So Desmond Ridder is doing very well. Already 2,000 yards, 15 touchdowns, only 4 picks. Rashad Penny isn't doing great. I might start Rasheem Hayes because he is a rookie and Penny isn't doing very well. So we'll see if he can maybe play better. Calvin Ridley already has almost 700 yards. Oh my God. Is he going to get close to like 2,000? We'll see. Drake London already has 400 yards. Kyle Pitts has 400 yards. In terms of blocking, Jake Matthews is our worst lineman. Our guards, again, have no sacks let up. Grady Jarrett and Arnold Ebike. Oh, wow, we actually have a lot of players with 3 sacks, and then Grady Jarrett has 3.5. No interceptions, unfortunately, but wow, this team is doing well. And in terms of re-signings, let's see what we have. Okay, Calvin Ridley, definitely I want back. He is playing like a god. He wants more money. I'll do that for sure. Bryan Edwards has been a really good receiver 3 for us, so I'll re-sign him. Okay, he does come back. Lorenzo Carter, I'll wait. I could find a better player than him. If he finishes well, I will re-sign him, but we'll see. Elijah Wilkinson, also kind of the same deal. He's been playing all right, but we could make an upgrade. And the rest of these players are just kind of a lot of depth pieces. We'll see what we do there. So with that, I'll sim to the end of the year. Hopefully we can finish out strong, and yeah, I guess I'll just see you guys there. Wow, okay. At the end of year number 2, we are 11-6. This team was amazing. So let's check some of the stats. Desmond Ridder had another very good year, even better this year, with 5,300 yards, 38 touchdowns, only 13 interceptions this year. He's been amazing for us so far. I did decide to keep starting Rashad Penny, mostly because I kind of forgot to start Rasheem Hayes, but he was not very good. 800 yards, only 3.2 yards per carry. Did have 18 touchdowns, which is an absurd amount, but rushing touchdowns a lot of the time don't really require skill. It just requires getting handed the ball at the goal line. You know what I mean? Like, it's whatever. Calvin Ridley did finish with less yards than I thought he would. Overall, just less stats than I thought he would. Did have almost 1,500 yards and 9 touchdowns. I thought he would get closer to like 1,800, to be honest, but he was still really good. Drake London had 1,100 yards and only 4 touchdowns. That's interesting. Kyle Pitts had 1,000 yards and 9 touchdowns, and Bryan Edwards had 1,000 yards and 9 touchdowns. So pretty good receiving year overall. In terms of blocking, yeah, I think I'm going to look for new tackles this year. Maybe. Jake Matthews was not very good. 10 sacks isn't ideal. It's not the worst, but not ideal. And Elijah Wilkinson, same deal. 8 sacks from a right tackle. Not the worst, but not ideal. And then the interior was overall really good. Our worst interior player was Glenn Meadows, but even then only 4 sacks, so I'm happy with that. In terms of tackles, Deion Jones, AJ Terrell, Isaiah Oliver, and Arnold Ebiketie all had over 100. Lorenzo Carter had 14 tackles for loss, Grady Jarrett had 12, and Arnold Ebiketie had 10. And in terms of sacks, Lorenzo Carter actually led the team with 8.5. Grady Jarrett had 6.5. Arnold Ebiketie had 5.5. I don't think I'm going to re-sign Lorenzo Carter still because that looks like a trap if I've ever seen one. I know if I re-sign him, he will not play the same next year. I don't know if playing well on contract years is a thing in this game. I know that's a thing in real life. Like, players play harder if they know they have a contract coming up, but that's kind of what it seems like in Madden because he has a contract coming up and now he is playing well. Grady Jarrett, I believe, had a contract last year and he played better than he did this year. Did he have a contract? I think he did. I don't know, dude. Either way, though, AJ Terrell had 5 interceptions. Deion Jones and Isaiah Oliver each had 3, and then Michael Walker and Don Sutton each had 1. So our defense did not force many turnovers. And let's check yearly awards. Patrick Mahomes wins MVP. Desmond Ridder comes in at number 5. No other Falcons, obviously. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Zeke, unfortunately. Desmond Ridder comes in at number 2. That would have been a nice one to win. No other Falcons. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Aaron Donald of the 4-13 Rams. Let's go. Love seeing that as a Seahawks fan. Don't love seeing that as a Seahawks fan, though. Are there really no Falcons in here? I guess that makes sense. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Michael Middleton of the Seahawks. Rasheem Hayes comes in at number 3. I probably should have started him because he probably would have won that, but I don't know. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Mike Sherrod of the Packers. That's interesting. Don Sutton comes in at 9. Ian Rankin comes in at 10. And Desmond Ridder doesn't even win Best QB. Dak wins it, but Desmond Ridder was number 2 for Offensive Player of the Year, and Dak was 4. Okay, I hate this game, dude. This game sucks. But let's get into this playoff game. We have weak link as a press scenario thingy, whatever. So what should we do? Let us, I guess, slow down the run because we weren't really good at any of that other stuff. Less than 75 rushing yards? That's not going to happen. That's a really, really low amount. And we do have some upgrades. Let's use these. It's just Auden Tate, our 4th receiver. Okay, let's sim this game out. I'm not feeling super confident about it, but let's see if we can get a dub here. And we do, 17-14, so that was a really low scoring game. We do have a re for weak link. Let's see what this is. I'm not going to spend too much time on these playoffs because it is year 2. That is loud. Why is that so loud? Ow. Do we get anything for this? No, we didn't reach the goal. Shocker. That was loud. Why was that so loud? But here we are taking on the Dallas Cowboys. They have a slightly better offense, a slightly better defense, and a slightly better overall, and a bit better of a record. I don't think we can or should win this game, but let's see if we can somehow take down the Dallas Cowgirls. And we don't. 38-28. But that's fine. They were a better team than us, for sure. But let's get into the offseason now, and let's try to make a run in year number 3. Alright, well this is actually a pretty interesting Super Bowl. I don't know why my mouse is on the screen, and I don't know why my controller isn't plugged in. Okay, there we go. But the Green Bay Packers take down the Kansas City Chiefs. I almost called them something different, but I feel like that'd be kind of gross, and I don't know. But yeah, that's actually a pretty interesting Super Bowl. That's a somewhat realistic Super Bowl for this year, I guess. I don't know if either of those teams are quite good enough to make it anymore, but we'll see. Why did I go into stats? I just got home. I feel dead on the inside, but let's get into the off-season, or will we? Okay, we will. So in terms of re-signings, I think the only one I'm gonna look at is, should I bring Lorenzo Carter back? I don't know. I'm tempted to. Well, I will for sure bring Calvin Ridley back. We'll offer him that, and okay, he does accept. What was it, a 4-year 64? That worked. Or I don't know if that's for sure what I did, but that was a fair offer apparently. I guess I'll bring Lorenzo Carter back. He's not that expensive and we kind of have money to burn. 3 years, $17.7 million. He's probably not gonna start. We'll probably find someone better, but either way, he's okay to have. Elijah Wilkinson wasn't great. I'll look for a different right tackle for sure. Jermaine Ifedi, I guess I'll bring back his depth just so I don't have to worry about signing another guard later. Kyle Phillips, same deal. And the rest of these guys, I guess I'll just let them walk. So let's get into free agency. Hopefully there's some good players. All right, this is different, and honestly, I think I'm gonna do it. Let's bring in Saquon Barkley. I got Jack Conklin in my last rebuild, or a couple rebuilds ago, and he was awful, so I don't think I'm going to be doing that. Let's bring in Preston Smith, actually. But I will find some more players here, and then I will get back to you when I have made my decisions. Alright, here in free agency, we're just going to go after 4 players. First one being Saquon Barkley, obviously. Then we're going after Preston Smith. I think I showed that one. I don't remember, but yeah, we're going after Preston Smith. We're offering him quite a bit of money, over 15 per year, like 16 per year. So hopefully he does well here, I guess. Thomas Graham, just to be like our fourth corner or something, and then Jack Driscoll to maybe start if I feel like it. I did move Jermaine Ifedi over to right tackle if you don't see that, but yeah. We'll see how many of those players sign. Hopefully all of them. I mean, the only one with other offers is Saquon. You know what? I'm going to bump his contract up a little bit. It's the final year anyways. Okay, that should guarantee it. But let's see how many of those players sign. Hopefully all of them. Saquon rejected. We offered him like... Who did he sign with? We offered him 110 points. I don't know what the numbers were exactly, but we gave him a good amount of money. He signed with the 49ers for 5 years, $49 million. Great. Now I don't know what I'm going to do at running back. I might have something planned, we'll see. But let's get into the draft. Hopefully there is maybe a good running back there, that could be an option, but let's see. Alright, here in the draft, the Saints actually have the number 1 overall pick. I swear the number 1 picks keep getting weirder and weirder. Like the last one was the Patriots. I guess that one's maybe weirder than this one, but still. Both of those are really bizarre, but we have the number 26 overall pick. And honestly, I don't know what I'm gonna do here, so I'll take a quick look and I'll let you know if I see anyone good. Alright, here with our first pick, I think I'm gonna go Lance Lynch. That's kind of a tongue twister, I don't know why. But he is 6'5", 314, only 22 years old, out of Michigan, left-handed just like me, for real. He ran a 4.89 at the combine, which isn't bad for a tackle. 35 reps on the bench is solid, so we'll probably have about 88 strength. He has A, impact block, and then every other blocking stat I see is a B, so he looks pretty good. So let's take him, and he does have hidden. Okay, cool. He looks like a pretty good player, 89 strength, about what I thought, a little higher actually. So yeah, he looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Alright, this guy's actually really intriguing. Carlos Means. For some reason he was 75% scouted while all the others were 50 or 55. I didn't make him like a focus player or anything either, so I don't really know. But he is a speed rusher, but he has A zone coverage. So either there are no good coverage left outside linebackers, or he's a speed rusher that's also good in coverage. He's not the fastest speed rusher either. He ran a 4.72. That's not great speed, especially if he's also a coverage linebacker. I don't know, this guy's just kind of weird. I think he is more of like an off-ball linebacker because he only has C finesse move. I really don't know how to feel about this dude. He could be good, he could be terrible. I like the A awareness, A zone, B play rec. I don't know, he's just weird, but let's take him. And he does have hidden. Okay, cool. I was kind of questioning whether he would just be terrible or if he would be decent, but he looks like he's definitely decent. And with that, I think I'm just gonna sim out the rest of the draft. I mean, well, hold on, let me see. Well, I was gonna draft a left tackle. Unfortunately, none of them are draftable at all. They're all UDFAs. So I guess I won't be doing that. Let's see if there's a good center left. Okay, our last pick for this draft and our last pick of the rebuild is gonna be David Snyder. He is 6'4", 293, only 22 years old, out of Penn State. Ran a 4.89 at the combine, which is pretty good for a lineman. 37 reps on the bench, so he's fast and strong. I definitely like that. He has the A pass block power, pass block power, B run block power, B lead block, C run block, so he looks decent. Let's take him, and he has hidden. That kind of surprises me. I thought he was going to be like a 72 normal, but he could be a decent overall, and he does have a dev trait. So with that, let's sim out the rest of the draft, and hopefully the CPU drafts some good players. Ooh, this draft wasn't very good. So our best player was David Snyder. He is a 73, so about what I expected, and I do love the hidden dev. He is a pass protector. That's cool, and wearing number 69, nice, I love it, beautiful number. Our first pick was Lance Lynch. He's only a 70 overall. I thought he was going to be more like a 72. He didn't look amazing to me, like he had a lot of B's and just didn't look amazing, but I thought he would be a little bit better than that, but he'll probably start at right tackle for us, unless I move David Snyder over, which I might do. Carlos Means looks solid, I guess. I mean, he'll be like our third pass rusher, but even then, he's not a great pass rusher. He only has 68 finesse moves, 64 power moves. Like, he's almost just more a pure off-ball. Like, I don't know why he's considered a speed rusher when he has, I guess his what is good about this dude? I mean, he has good awareness, okay pursuit. Like, I don't know why this guy is even, like, decent. But whatever. The CPU picked Freddie Donaldson, a 70 overall receiver, so that's interesting. And just some depth pieces here. It picked a backup quarterback for some reason in the 4th round. Why in the 4th? This was a weird draft. This was like my worst 2 draft classes ever back to back. I guess the last one had good overalls. This one's just not good. But let's get into year number 3, and I will give you guys a breakdown of the team going into the final year of the rebuild. All right, here's a look at the team going into the 3rd and final year of the rebuild. Something interesting is Desmond Ridder actually went up to X Factor. I don't know how I feel about him being an 80 overall with X Factor, but we'll see. He's been amazing throughout this rebuild. He just hasn't gone up too much in overall, which is kind of disappointing, but I guess he's gone up like 11 overall, so I'll take it. I'm deciding to start David Snyder at tackle. I could also start Lance Lynch, but I don't know. David Snyder is just 3 overall better and is a better pass blocker, so we'll see. The receiving core is relatively the same as it was at the beginning, just developed a lot, so I definitely like that. We're going to start Rasheem Hayes at running back this year, and we'll see how that goes. I don't know how confident I am in that. We also picked up Michael Carter, which is cool. I think he's a pretty good player in real life. Obviously, we still have Kyle Pitts, who I haven't talked about much in this rebuild. He has potential to be one of the best tight ends in the NFL. I think he is a very good player, and here he is almost a 99 overall, and it's tough to develop tight ends in this game. Like, they typically don't go up much. But here's a look at the defense, a little worse than the offense. Our best players being Grady Jarrett, AJ Terrell, Arnold Ebiketie is really developed here, up to an 82, so yeah, this defense is looking very nice. Obviously, we added Preston Smith, we drafted the rookie, what's his name, Carlos Means? That sounds like a football player name. Didn't they have another Means here? They had a Steven Means, right? That's interesting, I don't know why I thought of that, but I did. The main concern with our defense is the safety core, though, only having a 75 overall and an 80 overall. I guess 76 and 81 with morale, but still. But I'm not too concerned about that. But let us get into year number 3 of this rebuild, and I will see you guys at the mid-season point. Hopefully we are doing well. All right, here at the mid-season point of year number 3, we are unfortunately only 3-3. We're 3-3 in year number 3. We we won 31-13. There are a lot of threes going on, but let's see what the problem is with this team, because we should be better than we were last year. Desmond Ridder is having a down year, 12 touchdowns isn't super amazing, and 6 interceptions also isn't super amazing. Rasheem Hayes isn't doing very well. I honestly might even bench him for Michael Carter, we'll see. The receivers are doing well. How's the blocking? I'm guessing that's no. Our offensive line is absurdly good this year. What is the problem with this team? Oh my god. Ian Rankin has 8.5 sacks through 6 games? What? What is this season? What is this team? Okay, I'm benching Rasheem Hayes. He is like the one player that is doing poorly. I'm gonna play Michael Carter as the number... This is such a weird year. I'm gonna start Michael Carter. I swear to God, every single one of these rebuilds are getting like... I don't know if it's better, but they're getting more and more weird, more and more like interesting. I'm benching Rasheem Hayes. He's playing terribly. We're starting Michael Carter. We're putting him there, and we are putting him there. He will be our number 1 in everything for the rest of the year. What is this team, dude? Yeah, we have like 4 combined sacks from the offensive line, yet Desmond Ridder with like no pressure is having like his worst year so far. And that same offensive line, our running back has like 3.3 yards. Oh, it's the 3 curse, 3.3 yards per carry. We have a curse with 3s right now. We're 3-3. He had what, 3.3 yards per carry? I just saw something. Hold on. Okay. So yeah, 3.3 yards per carry. I saw something. Okay, so look at the schedule right here. Look at all the games played. I want you to take a little slow look, especially towards the top right region. Look at the Giants' record. That is the weirdest thing I've ever seen in this game. Oh, wait, no. They're 0-5-1. Why did it say 0-1-5? The third column is for ties. Why did it say 0, 1, and 5? They only have 1 tie. This whole rebuild is so weird, dude. I was like, how do they have 5 ties? But no, they have 5 losses, 1 tie. I don't know why it's flipped, but this is the weirdest rebuild ever. We have a tandem breakout for our offense. Oh, let's see who this is. It's going to be like a depth player, isn't it? It's going to be some random, or it's going to be a player that already has like X Factor. No, it's going to be challenge Drake. I don't know. I never know what to do with these. Let's go praise Drake London. I feel like challenging, they never get those goals, so we'll do that. I don't know. We'll try it. But yeah, with that, we have some upgrades, and then we will get into the end of the 3rd and final year of the rebuild, just some depth pieces and a few starters, a couple starters. So let's spend those, and now with that, I will see you guys for the end of the 3rd and final year of the rebuild. Well, shit. Unfortunately, at the end of the 3rd and final year, we do finish 9 and 8. I thought we would do a lot better than that. I thought this team was one of the better teams I've ever had in my rebuilds. Desmond Ridder looks like he kinda sold a little bit, unfortunately. 4,900, almost 5,000 yards, that's good. 38 touchdowns, that's great. But 18 interceptions is not good. He has developed a lot here, clearly, but just still the interception. It looks like benching Rasheem Hayes for Michael Carter was a decent idea. He ended up with 3.8 yards per carry, 10 touchdowns, 800 yards. We just couldn't get a good running back. I feel like if we had a player like Saquon Barkley, this would be better. Also, why did fucking Bryan Edwards get 14 rushing attempts? I don't know. This game is weird. Calvin Ridley had almost 1,600 yards with 12 touchdowns. He had a monster year this year. Didn't really develop, though. Kyle Pitts had 1,100 yards and 10 touchdowns. Drake London had 1,000 yards exactly, but only 4 touchdowns. Bryan Edwards had only 500 and almost 600 yards and 6 touchdowns. This was such a weird year, dude. What the fuck? And the offensive line really took a turn for the worse. However, Glenn Meadows let up 0 sacks. That is insane. But yeah, the tackles really, like I said for Desmond Ridder, they really sold. I don't know why that's my word right now, but it is. Chris Lindstrom and Matt Hennessy were amazing. The tackles were not, though. Deion Jones led the team in tackles with 130. Grady Jarrett had 17 tackles for loss. Ian Rankin had 11, and Arnold Ebiketie had 10. And in terms of sacks, Ian Rankin finished with 12 and a half, up to an 82 overall. So that was a very good pick. Preston Smith had 9, so that looks like that was a good signing. Arnold Ebiketie only with 6, Grady Jarrett only with 4.5. It's just weird how, I guess, bipolar players are in this game. Like, a player will have a super good, like, 17 sack season, and then they'll literally get, like, 3 the next year. It makes 0 sense to me. I mean, that would make sense in real life if there were, like, injuries or something like that, but not here. There are no injuries in this game, as long as you have them off. AJ Terrell had 3 interceptions, and then like a million players had 1. So, yeah, I don't know. Patrick Mahomes wins MVP. Carson Wentz is up there at number 3. That's something. And, oh, great. Look who's up there just to rub it in our face. Saquon Barkley at number 10. Did I say Nick Chubb was on the Dolphins? No, it said, okay, never mind. I saw Aaron Rodgers on the Jets. This is fucking... For NFC Offensive Player of the Year, it goes to division rival Christian McCaffrey. Desmond Ridder came in at number 6. No other Falcons. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Danielle Hunter. Pretty cool. No Falcons in here, surprisingly. Not even the defensive tackle. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Brendan Bryant of the Saints. Must be a quarterback. No Falcons in here. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Dom James of the 49ers. Insert Dom funny sex joke here. I don't know. No Falcons in there. Carson Wentz wins Best QB. Ugh. But unfortunately, that is the end for today's rebuild. Again, if you did enjoy today's video, it would help me out a ton if you just take like 2 seconds to go down and like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications for my channel. Remember, you can undo all those anytime you want, absolutely free, and it helps me out a ton, so like, why not? And comment down below what team you want me to rebuild next, because I love doing these and I love hearing your guys' suggestions. So let me know what team or what kind of rebuild or just any football related video in general, because I'm a big ass football nerd. But that is it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I will see you guys again in the next video. Goodbye.